Hey there, members. It's been a little while since we had a warm room chat, and we're coming up to the end of the calendar year, and so thought we'd throw one of these together and take a look at the past year, and appropriately titled 2024, What a Year. It's been a little bit since we did this, so sorry this is a little bit rough around the edges. Hope that's okay. Let's look at some of the things that happened this year. So, obviously, a pretty eventful year. Hard to believe that it was just back in March. We moved out of Westminster, and after a short period of time, not wondering if we were going to have a place to curl, we moved into Lakewood. So that involved doing the ice painting. It involved moving the freezer and hooking it up. It involved moving all of our equipment, get everything up and running. So I know a lot of people helped out with the crews getting that done. So thank you guys again for all the effort that got us up and running at Lakewood. We also got our leagues back up and running. We just finished the Thursday league. Going to start another one soon. We're a week away from finishing our Saturday league. So leagues have been up and running, which has been pretty amazing. We also started having learner curls again. And remember, learner curls is not just a moneymaker for the club, but it's also the primary way which we grow our membership. So we got those back up and running. Also back to having events. We have the reindeer games coming up soon, and some more events planned for the future. And then finally, you know that our dedicated ice committee has been doing some hard charging all year, making some great progress. We'll talk about that a little bit. So been quite a year, both challenging and successful. So great job with that. Let's talk about membership. So we are currently right about the 130 member mark. So remember back in our annual membership meeting in March, we were at 112. So even with this eventful year with moving and getting settled in, we still managed to have 18 new people join our club. So for those of you that are new and maybe seeing this for the first time, congratulations, welcome to our club. This is some great stuff. The bigger we are, the better we are, the more fun we have. So this is all great progress. Also, I want to extend a huge thank you to those that have come down and taught at Learn to Curl. It's easy to enjoy curling, also easy to sit back and just hope that our club grows all by itself, but our club is not going to grow, and people are not going to come down and have fun at Learn to Curls if it's not for you instructors that are so generous with your time and effort to come down and do it. So if you've had a chance to do it, thank you so much. If you haven't, there will be opportunity that we'll talk about here in a little bit. So let's flip from some good things and let's talk about some things that maybe aren't quite so good, our ice conditions. I know that when we first got into Lakewood, the ice was really nice. Over time, that ice has degraded. I think those of us that have been around other arena rinks, the same thing happened when we were at Westminster back in the day. When we moved back to Westminster after being in Irvine, it happened in Irvine. This is just how arena ice is. It starts out great, and then throughout the year, as people skate on it, and as the Zamboni cuts it, and as work is done, it just gets worse and worse. And unfortunately for curling, it's enough of a finesse sport that even a slight half-inch difference from one side of the sheet to the other it really makes it hard to curl. And then obviously, we probably don't need to talk about sheet E, but sheet E degraded the worst to the point to where it's virtually unplayable. It's funny, when we first got into Lakewood, sheet E was the best, which we all found very surprising since it's right by the Zamboni door. Now it is so bad that it is worse than sheets A and E at any of our previous facilities. And so we are removing sheet E from play for leagues and events for the near future until it gets better. But I'm happy to say that I've been talking with the leadership at the facility. They are working to improve ice conditions. They know that the ice is not great. They're working on it. We also have a small crew that is going to be doing some laser measuring with our laser device to help provide some data to the rinks to maybe help them work that sheet a little better. So if you are on the ice and it kind of sucks, hang in there. I think again, this is what's normal for arena ice. We're doing our best to work on it. Be patient and try to have as much fun as you can. Let's touch briefly on curling etiquette. I think we've gotten away a little bit from some of our curling etiquette through the years. So I might take this opportunity to just put some reminders. So first of all, during the game, try to keep it going, recognizing that sometimes shots are pretty crucial. It requires some conversation. The skip has to go down to the sweepers and let them know what they're doing. But if you're talking about every shot, if you're spending a couple minutes congregating about what your lead rocks are going to do, you're probably over-talking it, overthinking it. We want to keep these games moving. We're lucky that we have enough time in our draw schedule to play a full 8 ends. If you're not playing 8 ends, you probably have an opportunity to speed the game up a little bit. How do you do that? So first of all, once your shot is done, clear the sheet, right? Your shot goes into the house, things happen, great job. At that point, you don't need to stand and admire it. Move to the sides, let the other team get rolling. Also, if you're not the team throwing your rock, while they're throwing their rock, you should be cleaning your rock, getting it in front of the hack, taking your gripper off, getting ready to go. The minute the team has finished their shot, you should be throwing yours. I do notice, and I think we're guilty of it as well, that once your opponent has finished their shot, now you start going over and getting the rock, and you spend a couple minutes getting yourself ready. If we work at this, we can find ourselves pretty much the minute your opponent is done and they've cleared the sheet, you're already sliding out and throwing your delivery, assuming your skip is ready with their shot. So skips, vices, it's a good habit. After, while your opponent is doing their shot, you're already thinking of your next shot. And I know that sometimes that you have to wait until their shot is done to decide what am I going to do next, but you can already kind of be considering it and try to reduce that time strategizing. If you've ever watched Olympic level curlers, they're on the clock and they get really good at playing pretty quick, thinking quick, talking quick. We don't play on the clock, but we might want to maybe adopt that methodology, get that in our mindset so that as we're playing our game, you say, what if I am on the clock? Some of us in the club that have gone and played competitively, we are on the clock, so it's good practice for that. And of course, just keep that good spirit of curling high as always. So I mentioned earlier we have some events coming. We have the Reindeer Games coming up on the 7th. There are still 7 spots remaining, so if you have not signed up, I can't recommend getting in more. It's a super fun event. If you've never done the Reindeer Games, I really recommend getting involved. We play both draws on Saturday. It's very festive. It's very fun. It's very unique. We all have a great time. I don't know that anybody that's played had not had a great time. It's really our signature event as a club. So get in and get involved if you haven't yet. Also, we are having a skills clinic on January 4th. We have not had a skills clinic in a while. We're going to work on things such as your delivery practice and aligning yourself for the delivery to make sure you hit the broom. We're going to talk about effective sweeping skills. We're going to talk about how to time the rocks and time your shots. So if you are new to the club, great opportunity to get past what you learned at the Learn to Curl and kind of maybe improve your game. If you have been with the club for a bit, but maybe you could use a refresher on some of this, great opportunity to kind of practice those skills. So take advantage. It's there for you. You'll see signups on the website here pretty soon. Hope you have an opportunity to come in down and participate. And we are going to have more events as the next year unfolds, and so stay tuned for those. Another thing, want to encourage our members to get out and do some bonspieling. So we play in our home club, and that's a lot of fun, and that's great. But there's so many curling clubs out there across the U.S., across Canada, across the world. Many of them have bonspiels. If you don't know what a bonspiel is, they basically take a weekend. They host as many curlers as their draw will allow. You get a guaranteed number of either 3 or 4 games. You get out. You can get on in different clubs, meet different curlers. You can go visit new locations. You can turn it into a travel trip and go out and see the sights. They're always a ton of fun. Most importantly, most locations have dedicated ice, and so if you haven't had a chance to play on dedicated ice yet, it's a great opportunity to do it. Bonspiels are just amazing fun. They're not super expensive. I think most spiels are around $100, $110 per person. Which if you think about it, for 3 games of curling on dedicated ice, you're paying about what we pay for league, and you're having a much more amazing experience. I mean, yeah, certainly there's travel and lodging expenses that come with it, but bonspiels are great. If you don't have anyone to go with, start asking around the club. People want to get out in bonspiel. It's typically pretty straightforward to build a team and get out and going. USA Curling website has a calendar of spiels. Also, if you go onto our own club website on the front page, there's a list of upcoming bonspiels. And so there's tons of opportunity to get out there, find a place that sounds fun, find some people that want to go, and go have a great time. I guarantee if you have not bonspieled yet, you will not regret it. I think you'll probably find yourself with this newfound love of the sport. And also, for those of you that have not been curling for more than 5 years, there are 5 and unders out there. They're actually pretty competitive, even though everyone is there has played less than 5 years. There's a lot of them. Take advantage of them. Personally, I didn't start doing them until I was already at 4.5 years of experience, and by the time I realized how fun they were and how competitive they were, I turned out. So don't make that mistake, no matter how new you are. If you've just started curling, it's a great opportunity to get out, get some fun competitive play without getting annihilated by teams that have been doing it for their whole lives. But take advantage because, I guess, like me, you'll blink your eyes and pretty soon you'll be past your 5 years and you'll miss the chance. All right. There's always opportunities to get more involved with the club. I mentioned earlier that Learn to Curls are a huge way to volunteer your time and your expertise. and also help bring people into the club, share your passion for curling. If you've never taught a learn to curl and you're like, but Bill, I don't know what I'm doing. I promise, if you know how to curl, you can teach or learn to curl. We don't get overly, expectations on what you learn. It's just share your love, make people have fun, show them some skills. Trust me, if you can curl in our league, you can teach learn to curls. We'll also make sure we pair you with somebody that's done it before, so you're not completely new at it. For league, if you have not, if there's things that you have not done, such as pedaling or setting hacks or running the nipper, that you want to try it. Guarantee if you're there, you can ask people like, hey, I've never pebbled, show me how to do it. People are more than happy to show you how to do ice task. We're doing pretty good for the Thursday league. We're pretty good at setting up, getting it going pretty quick. Remember, the longer we take setting up, the less ice time we have to curl. So the more that everyone's doing work, the faster we're on. It's great that we have a core of people that get up and do setup, but we really need everybody doing that work to get on the ice as fast as possible. So if you don't know how to do something, ask, and guarantee you'll be shown and you'll be an expert. We still have opportunities to help the board with getting our league set up and running, with getting Learn to Curl set up and run, helping with our website management. So if you want to take a more active role, doing those things, it really helps our club function. A lot of these tasks, you don't see them day in and day out, but the fact that we have leagues, have Learn to Curls, the fact that you can get on the website and do stuff, it doesn't happen by magic. It's people pretty much on the board doing the work. So there's opportunity to get involved and get help, take on a leadership role, and maybe help this club function in some important tasks. And then finally, believe it or not, we're almost here at December, which means our annual membership meeting is going to be, March, April next year, and we will have 3 board positions coming up. So if you have not been on the board and you're thinking about a formal leadership role with the club, now's the time to start thinking about it. Feel free to reach out to any board member if you want some of their own perspectives on how being on the board is, and the rewarding things that we do, the work that we do to make sure that this club runs and is successful. And if it sounds like it's interesting, then please consider throwing your name into the ring, and hopefully you can join this great group. Last but not least, let's talk about our dedicated ice group. So we have this dedicated ice committee that is doing some amazing work, forging ahead on our capital fundraising campaign. We talked about it in our last annual membership meeting. We had a pretty aggressive schedule. We're on track for that schedule, making some great progress. And happy to report that you saw the email this morning. Hopefully you saw the email. We have an anonymous donor that wants to give us $100,000 of matching donations. What does that mean? So for every Orange County Curling Club member that donates $1, this donor will match that dollar. And for every non-member of our club, they'll match that at a 2-to-1. So it's an amazingly effective way to double or triple the donations that are coming in for our club. Now, it's only going to happen between now and midnight on December 3rd. So we really got to get out there and start socializing, start fundraising. Now through December 3rd, every dollar we raise can be matched or doubled, which is amazing. I mean, we have an opportunity here, folks, to bring in $400K into this campaign, which is super amazing. So how do we do it, all right? How do you help? First of all, you'll see on our website, ocdedicatedice.com. It's got all the information on our capital campaign, how people can donate. If you do the website /donate, you can donate directly there. Please share this site so you can spread the word, right? We're not going to raise the money we need to open a dedicated facility just by the work of the dedicated ice committee. Don't get me wrong, they're doing amazing work, but it's really going to take all of us. Everybody in this club has a opportunity to help this club to raise this money and to get us into a dedicated curling facility. So share the word, get out there and share it on your social media, share with your friends, encourage them to share. Every little bit counts. You can tell them, hey, if you can donate $25, if you can do $50, if you can do $100, it's a minor donation, and you can tell them, certainly friends in your social network, hey, if you can donate $50, our club will get $150. Imagine if everybody in the club was able to just to get $100, $200, and then we can match that, 2-to-1. We have an opportunity to raise an amazing amount. And then finally, get creative. So it's one thing, very easy to go on to all of your social media and share, encourage your friends and family to share, and really just spread the word through social media, through your social contacts. But you can also get creative and host a fundraising event of your own. Really, sky's the limit. If you come up with an idea of how to do some fundraising, either run an event or run some kind of online campaign or do something to start to raise some funds or to start to bring attention that will then return fundraising, sky's the limit. Get some ideas going, get your brain working, bring it to the Dedicated Ice Committee, and we'll do everything we can to make it work. Really have an opportunity to get the word out. We're making great progress with our Dedicated Ice, and we're really on the cusp of getting to where we're making some strong headway. So let's get on it, right? It's all of us. Like I said, this is a great committee, but for all of us to get on Dedicated Ice, it's going to take all of us, doing some of the lifting. So get your brains going, get to work, spread the word. So that's it. Here we are, almost at the end of 2024. Again, it's been a pretty amazing year. You would say it's an eventful year. Some challenges, right? Getting in our location, dealing with the ice, but also been some amazing stuff, right? Like it wasn't that long ago, we weren't sure we were going to curl again. And here we are running our leagues, running our Learn to Curls, raising money towards Dedicated Ice. So at the end of the year, it's been a pretty amazing time. So for all of you members of the club and those of you that have curled in our leagues, we don't get here without every club member being a part of this great club. So thank you all for an amazing year, and we'll see you in the next one. Good curling.